Today's video is about tour jeté. It's also called entrelacé. Entrelacé in French means to interlace, and that's because when you're doing the jump, your legs appear to interlace with each other. So entrelacé is a little bit confusing for a couple of reasons. It's because your legs switch and your body switches at the same time when you're in the air. And sometimes directionally it's a little complicated, and like which leg goes front and back, it's a little complicated. So I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to make it super easy so anybody can understand it. And you can actually start at the bar. I think using the bar for this is very helpful because you have a whole wall here preventing your legs from going somewhere that they're not supposed to go. So how do you know whether you're doing an entrelacé to the right or to the left? Usually it's the direction you're going. So when you see an entrelacé, it's usually like somebody's doing a chassé and they do their entrelacé and then they keep going. So usually if you're doing a tour jeté or an entrelacé to the right, it's just because you're traveling this way and you push off the right foot. So let's start off doing a tour jeté to the right, pushing off of our right leg. Come to the bar, put your right hand on the bar, put your right foot forward. If we're doing a tour jeté or an entrelacé to the right, we're going to push off of the right. You're going to kick your left leg in front of you. Don't jump yet. Don't even worry about jumping yet. Kick your left leg in front of you, put it down, face the bar, and then kick the right leg behind you. We didn't do any jumping yet. Right now we're just focusing on where the legs go and how they switch. So if you break down an entrelacé, it's a kick to the front with one leg, put it down and replace it, and a kick to the back with the other leg. A tour jeté or an entrelacé is not a circle movement. You don't make circles with your legs. It's directly to the front, switch, and directly to the back. It's just like you're cutting a cake. So one more time to the right. Push off the right, kick up the left, turn to the bar, switch legs. If you step away from the bar, you can do the same thing. Push off it, kick up, turn, kick back. You have to imagine there's a target that you want to kick. And you want to kick it with both feet, but you just want to be fancy. You want to kick it to the front, and you want to kick it to the back. So now to the left. Put your left hand on the bar. You're going to push off the left foot. So push off of it. Right leg up. Face the bar. Left leg back. One more time. To the left. Left hand on the bar. You're pushing off the left leg. Kick the right front. Put it down, face to the bar, and then kick the other leg back. Now, if you're feeling brave, you can start doing this a little faster. So here, we're going to do a fast one to the right. You're going to go up, replace it, up. Up, change, up. And you can start adding the jump. So the jump happens when your first leg goes up. This leg helps you jump. This momentum is what takes you up. So put both hands on the bar when you face it. You can lean on the bar. It'll help keep you up a little while longer. So you're going to jump up, switch, land. Now when you land, even though you're landing down, you still want to keep your leg up in the back. A good tour jeté or entrelacé finishes with a nice, solid arabesque. So don't let it drop, and don't let your back drop. The second you land, you actually have to do the opposite. You've got to squeeze all this stuff right here. I talked about this in the arabesque video. You've got to squeeze all these muscles when you land so that you land in a nice high arabesque. So adding the jump to the left now. Push off the left, right leg. When you swing the leg up in front of you, that's when you jump. You switch and you land, but when you land, the other leg is up. The legs should look like they're going up, up. One replaces the other. That's why it's called entrelacé, interlace. It looks like they interlace and kind of twist around and magically switch places in the air. Up, up, hold your arabesque. Now once you've done that a bunch of times, all you're going to do is step away from the bar. Nothing scary. And now we're going to talk about the arms. So remember how I said your leg helps you jump up? Your arms help you too. So usually when you first start learning your entrelacé, your arms go up at the same time your leg does. So for a brief moment in the air, you're just like this. Then you keep your arms up, because they help you get high. You want to get as high as possible. And it's only upon landing that you put your arms in an arabesque position. Your most common landing is a first arabesque. So let's try it with the arms, but don't jump yet. I want you to get everything together and coordinated before we start adding the jump. So to the right, you're going to push off the right. You're traveling to the right side of the room. You're going to go up, switch, arabesque. And remember, your legs are both kicking to the same target. You're not swinging your legs around in a circle. It's straight, switch, straight. Now let's try adding the jump. Go up, switch, land. So let's try to the left with your arms, without the jump first. So you're pushing off the left. You're going to kick your right leg up first. You go up, switch, land in first arabesque. Remember, first arabesque is everything is open to the audience. Your chest is open to the audience. Your hips are open to the audience. So don't twist like this. That almost never happens. It's kind of dangerous and weird and twisty. So you start everything open to the audience, land open to the audience. There are some tour jetés that start with your back to the audience, but then all you do is pretend that this is the side that you're showing everything to. So if you start with everything showing this way, you also finish with everything showing that way. Now let's add the jump. Now, once you've gotten comfortable with your entrelacés, so you know, okay, I kick this way, I land this way, you feel comfortable changing your body, you feel comfortable using your arms, I'm going to tell you a couple of little things that you're going to add to your tour jetés, things that make you a little fancy. When you're doing your tour jetés across the floor, for example, let's say I'm going to the right again. Many tour jetés start with a chassé or a step-step, some kind of preparation, because tour jetés usually happen when you're going across the floor in a big grand allegro combination. So what happens if somebody tells you to start with a chassé? Don't panic. Nothing about the entrelacé has changed. We just have to kind of put two and two together. So if you know how to do a chassé to the right, you're fine. Nothing has happened yet. If you know how to do a step-step to the right, you're fine. Nothing has happened. Sometimes you start facing away from the direction that you're going to go. You start facing away, you do your chassé, and then you do your entrelacé. It's okay. Nothing about the entrelacé changes. Don't let anybody confuse you by changing the way you started your entrelacé. So your teacher might have you start facing the back corner. Okay, fine, I can do this. In fact, this should help you, because this is going to show you how you're going to land. So you started here, you do your chassé, you leave your head, and then you push off the right, kick, and look, you landed how you started. So that might actually help you. Sometimes there's a little trick. Sometimes they'll have you start in like a pinched second arabesque, but that's it. You still have your same chassé. You still are open to the audience this way, and you still land that way. So there's no reason to get scared with the preparations or the chassés. So I actually like having a chassé before my tour jeté or a step-step before my tour jeté. I think it helps give me momentum and it helps get you up. That's another thing. Tour jeté is up and down. You should not worry about traveling in a tour jeté or an entrelacé. It's kind of meant to be like a big peak in the middle of your combination. So let's say we just did, oh, something, something, oh, this is nice, up, wow, where did that big up thing come from? And then you keep going to your next thing. So from the left, same thing, chassé, oh, tour jeté, big, wow, that was a big, like, surprise in the middle of your combination. Last little, like, fancy tip I'm gonna leave you with, and this is typically something that the men do, because the men tend to get a lot higher off the ground. A lot more of their training is focused around big jumps, but women can do it too. When you're in the air before you land, the men sometimes achieve a split or a slight split in the air. So let's say I'm going to the right and I kick my left leg up first. They somehow replace that leg fast enough and give it a little extra push so that it comes out in front of them before they land, so that it almost looks like they're doing a little baby split in the air. I mean, the back leg is certainly higher, but there are some men that do this so well that before they land, it looks like they're almost doing a split. So again, this might be something you want to practice with the bar first, because you can lean on it and give yourself a little more height. So they push, and they like kick this leg forward. And again, girls can do this too. I encourage you to try it just for fun. It's always good to try what the boys are doing. So now let's have some fun. Let's go across the floor.